You want to make the point that this guy tries to revenge on you, right? Somehow for his perhaps some wrong things he had done on his own. But I want to ask you some really serious questions. Tell me, please, do you think that two family partners, two family partners are equally are equally to be blamed for some wrong end which their marriage can be finished with? For example,
Of course,
equally.
yes, of course. Because I believe that the marriage is a daily work
Mhm.
when not only one member should work, but it's a teamwork when you and your partner build your future together, and everyone has um, its particular role in this family. And also I think that um, each of these members has responsibilities, and if one of them uh, isn't working or isn't working, then the marriage starts to
Collapse.
collapse.
You want to say that the two are the architects of their future happiness.
Yes, totally.
The two are the architects. Yeah, I've got it. Uh, Tell me, please, personally about you. You are not perfect, right? All of us aren't perfect. Nobody's perfect. Which
Yes,
means that now and then you may make some mistakes, right? In even I know that you have been happily married for at least 3 years, right?
yes,
Uh, and
almost.
okay, nearly 3 years. Okay, and sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes your spouse does the same thing. I want to say that is it easy for you to accept that you were wrong in some situations, or you prefer to hide it? Yeah, somewhere deep inside you believe, yeah, okay, at this point I was wrong, but I will never say that. I will never accept it orally. I mean, officially. Or is it okay with you to say, yes, darling, at this point I was wrong. Okay, I will try to right the wrong. Oh, it's a very nice expression, by the way. It's a very English, not American, but British expression to right the wrong. Let me write it down so that you
Okay.
can see it. To to right the wrong. Here it is. To right the wrong. So, and again, I want to repeat my question. So is it okay for you to say, okay, yes, at this point I was wrong, and I'm ready to do something to right the wrong? Or you prefer to right the wrong without saying out, without accepting that you were wrong?
Well, as for me, and to be honest, when we um, when we started to date,
Hmm.
it was hard to um, overstep myself
Hmm.
and say sorry for my partner.
Hmm.
I mean to say that I was wrong, because I used to hide and preferred to act like nothing has happened,
As if nothing had happened. Remember this,
as
as if nothing had happened.
if nothing had happened.
Hmm.
But um, I'm really thankful for my spouse, who is older than me, which means he's really um, wise.
Hmm.
And one day he told me that it's okay to say that I was wrong or he was wrong, and he taught me that marriage is work of two, I mean, by saying this, I mean that if someone did something wrong, um, it is easier for both to say sorry and continue to continue uh, to go or just to move on
To keep on
and
living, to keep on doing, to keep on living, to go on living.
to go on living.
Uh-huh.
And now I can proudly say that um, I have started to say sorry for my mistakes, and it really pleasant to hear that in some cases when my husband is wrong, it's okay for him to say that he was wrong, and I think that it gives more warmth to the relationship,
And
and it
security, and
and
security, I guess.
security, and also it makes the bond between us stronger because
Mm-hmm.
we can accept each other with all our um, imperfection and
Mm-hmm.
all our um, um, how to say it, negative features of character.
You know what I
So
like about your English? I'm sorry to interrupt you again. So I'm sorry for that, really. But what I want to say is that I like the way you choose English words when you want to put forward your ideas. For example, right now you have chosen a very, very nice word, imperfection. So it sounds terrific, really, really good. And in this occasion, I want to ask you another question. You've just said that your husband is older than you, and you wanted to give me to understand that if somebody is older, so that nearly automatically means that his or her life experience is better and more profound, and such people are wiser. You want to say that there is some kind of logical connection between one's age and one's life experience?
well, I think that it is up to people or individual. For example, when I'm saying that my husband is older, it means that at least he saw something more than me. He has more experience in some areas of life. But yes, it doesn't mean that he's wiser, but what I wanted to say is that he has more experience in this life, and um, he understands the principles or the surviving in this life. For example, for 4 years more than me. So I guess that it depends on the experience that individual taught from this life.
In this occasion, I have a counter argument. We both have one person. We both know the person. Her name is Magda. If you remember that she lived next to you, and
Yes.
you also remember what happened to her. She got married to a guy who was older than her by, if I remember rightly, by 20 years. I just can't imagine. So we both were in the ceremony. You remember that? It was in
Yes,
autumn. It was
for
cold. Yeah, it was cold, and when we were standing in the church and when we were listening to the ceremony, when we were watching the ceremony, we both were surprised to see a really young, flourishing girl getting married to, let's say, not that fresh young man who was 40 by the time. And I don't know what about you, but I asked myself, oh my God, what is she doing? Does she really think that she will be happy with him, living with him? There is such a great age difference between the two, and how can they find common language in daily life? Okay, they can be at the beginning of their marriage can be honey-like, maybe within the first 2 months, but when harsh reality will anyway enter with its harsh, how to say, rules, and that'll put an end to their happy marriage. Unfortunately, I haven't heard from her for maybe the last 2 years, I guess. So I have no idea what her marriage is like. Uh, do you have any idea what she's like? How is she living with her husband? And is she really happy living with the man who is older than her by 20 years?
I saw her a year ago,
Okay.
the local market.
Okay.
So I was doing uh, I was doing my shopping
Okay.
therapy, call
Mm-hmm.
it like this.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw her, and I was really surprised because she became she has become even more beautiful than she was. Um, and when I asked her about her marriage, she said that her husband uh, supports her, and they have the same interests, and there is always at least one theme to talk about. So she looked really pretty, so I thought that she was happy.
No, really. So I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear that. At least somebody is happy in this world, right? Uh, as for me, I have recently said goodbye to my now ex-girlfriend, and you know what? I'm not disappointed at all. I'm so happy, and I think to myself, I should have said the same thing to her a long time ago. But it's my life. Remember this song? It's my life. It's my life, brother. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So the next question, please.
Okay. Um, what is the impact on society of people having a poor work-life balance?
Having a poor
Work-life balance.
okay, work-life balance. Yeah, workaholics and lazy bones.
Well, according to the last 2 year situation, and this, um, to be more precise, pandemic situation in the whole world, um, everyone, at least everyone, um, felt uh, the impact um, work of the wrong work-life balance when everyone used to sit at home,
Mhm.
not going anywhere, and they used to work at home and also live at home, and there wasn't any um, wall between their work life and their
Family life.
social uh,
Family life.
yes, family life.
Hmm.
And um, there were a lot of occasions when people started to see some and feel some mental disorders, such as depression, or feeling pressure only from just thinking about work. Because when you work, I mean by um, when you work at the workplace, you know that you have to work several hours, then you can go home and your your own life. So so I think that it's really important to follow this balance because in Russian there is a word which means uh, выгорание. In English, I think that it's kind of burn off,
Maybe burning out.
burning out. Yeah, thank you.
No, I don't
Burning.
know really because but I have got the main idea you wanted to say, and I believe that you meant to say burning out.
Burning out
Mhm.
when people do not control this balance and they start to lose themselves, neither at work nor in the real life. So I think that it's really important, and mm, uh, it's really important to follow this balance. Um, Maybe the subject of um, hygiene.
Mm-hmm.
So as I mentioned before, I'm a future doctor, and in my university, there's a real big. The teachers put a big attention to the right time management to in case to not harm people's health, and these subjects teach us to put the responsibilities in the right order,
Mm-hmm.
and the main idea is the health in the first site, and moreover, these days there are a lot of attention to psychology, and they are also saying that every people should pay more attention on
Everybody.
their everybody should pay more time and um, money to save their mental health.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, I got it. Recently I have come across one guy. So daily I go swimming, and there I made friends with one guy, and when we were going home, he told me that he had become a victim of the coronavirus epidemics and pandemic. And one of the consequences is that he started to forget the easiest things he used to do automatically. For example, he couldn't start the engine of his car. Really, I was surprised to hear that, but it was what he had told me. And also, I have heard that one relatively young woman started to think about committing suicide, and it was a consequence of the disease.
Mhm.
And indeed, the psychological matter of the disease is very serious too. Absolutely. Okay. Well, thank you. The next question, please.
Could you recommend some effective strategies for governments and employers to ensure people have a good work-life balance?
Mhm.
Well, maybe the government should control with more strict the time which employees um, have to work. I mean, um, um, in my country, it's okay to stay an extra hours at work,
In
and
Germany?
yes, and this work. I mean, extra work is usually unpaid, and I think that maybe you have heard, for example, in
You might have
Japan.
heard. You might have heard.
You you might have heard in Japan when, for example, their work time until 6, uh, and when the work time is over, they just switch off the electricity in the building, and all employees should uh, go home and leave their workplaces. And I think that this is one of the examples of the solution of this problem. So maybe employers, if employers take care about their employees more, it would make their employees to work harder, to work more effectively, and they will know that if their work time is over, they can forget about work and leave their thoughts about work at the workplace and go home and just enjoy spending time with their family or friends. So I think that it is up to employers and the government to make it to make it to make their work not as a part of surviving or earning money, but um, making it the place where they can work without the pressure and can recover their mental health at home. So I think that this example with Japanese workers can be used all over the world, at least in my country.
It's a very interesting example, really. I have never heard about that, frankly speaking. And it seems to be a good solution to the problem, indeed. Okay,
Yes.
thank you very much for the conversations we have had. It was really fantastic, interesting, and captivating. Okay.
Thank you.